So, Video 2, unselected topic, Provera.
Yeah, and also about the topic of self-diagnosis, Googling, and cryptic pregnancy. These are all the things that I would say. The thing that... Sorry, I lost my...
Provera.
Yes, Provera. Is that I was nervous to take it because...
Oh.
Right?
Hopefully this is a whole separate video because this should be a whole separate video.
All right, hi, video number 2.
We'll release this one after because this is worthy.
Okay.
Because this is real. And this is why we're vlogging.
Yes.
To talk about moments like this.
Okay, so like, this is a moment that I'm not, if I'm experiencing it, somebody else
Heck yes.
is experiencing it and is combing the internet, and hopefully you found me because I've combed the internet and there's so many crazy message boards out there. So
I know.
Picture this: Sicily, 19. No, shit. Anyways, so I know watching too much what is it called? Golden Girls. Anyways, so you don't bleed, but yet your HCG is 0. You start to think, what's going on? Could it be the second coming of Christ? Am I like Mary? This is what happens when you're raised Catholic. You're like, oh, the angel bestowed on me a miracle child. You can't help but be like, oh, I'm not bleeding. What's going on? But all the tests are negative. So many urine tests and blood tests. Can't have a video without talking about blood. So, can't help but be like, what is going on? So logical brain's like, I know that I am not pregnant. But emotional brain is like, but what if? So I was having issues with... Sorry.
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
I was just loving you.
I'm like, what?
Just loving you.
Yeah, so, what do you do? Like, how do you process this in between? You're like, and so I was starting to feel anxiety about taking the medication to induce my period, feeling like, what if something happens and I'm like...
We didn't check every single avenue, right? We didn't.
And there's somehow...
Right.
How is a person in there and we're ejecting them from my body.
Right.
But that
was a real fear. That was your reality.
It was my reality. It was my real fear. And so I know that I really struggled with that, and then ended up, it took a lot to be able to sit down on the bed, throw back that medication, and go to bed. It was a really hard turning point. And part of me still feels like that.
Sure.
That was how I was feeling on day 30 and on day 40, and I'm now on day 73.
It's just so crazy.
And so bloated. I am so heavy. I'm so heavy for not having a baby in me. It just, I know that part of it's stress, but other part is this build up. Because my body hasn't bled, so very alarming. And then your brain,
of course,
starts to question, and then you end up contacting Dr. Google. And when you contact Dr. Google, you learn about a lot of crazy things that happen in this world, like cryptic pregnancies that exist and stuff like that. You're giving me faces. That's not nice. Babe. But anyways, honestly, if it was happening to you, you'd wonder what was happening with your body.
Of course.
What else are you supposed to think other than
No, I totally agree. Absolutely.
I don't know how you don't wonder what's happening with your body. Day 40 I was freaking out and wondering what was going on, and so I messaged the doctor, and they did another HCG test, and they're like, no, you're not pregnant. But I couldn't help I really wanted someone to take an ultrasound and just be like, no, we literally don't. And that's what I wanted the whole time. But I haven't pushed forward because I feel crazy. For even,
Yeah.
But it's because logical brain says, the tests all say no.
Right.
So
Because the HCG
yeah,
wasn't there.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so the thing that is really trippy when you're out there Googling is that there are people who have 0 HCG and are pregnant. Like, it is a thing that exists. So of course you hang on to these threads, right?
Yeah.
So like on day 30 and day 40, I was, panicked about that, message
Right.
the doctor, and they say we should start your cycle. We should,
Yep.
and so they prescribed a medication called Provera, which is a form of progesterone, which deals with your cycle in your system. So it takes up your cycle and then drops it so that induces a period. And I was nervous to do that. Because I was like, well, what? Most likely this will start my period, great. But other part of me was like, what if there's a human in there? What if there's just this like
this anomaly?
This anomaly.
Right.
And so I really wrestled with that during the cycle, and had a hard time taking the medication. And
that was a tough phase.
I distinctly remember finally sitting on the bed, throwing the medication back, taking the water, and going to bed. I was just like, I don't want to talk about it. Don't talk to me. Just need to go to bed.
Yeah.
And so took the Provera, and then so Provera, you take Provera, you've got 10 days worth of taking this medication, and then after that, I was like, I still haven't bled. They're like, oh no, it can take up to 2 weeks after taking Provera for you to get your period. And
so let me ask you, how did you feel on the Provera? Did you notice any?
I didn't notice. Did I notice anything? Do you remember?
I don't. That's why I was asking if that would be good to talk about, if we noticed anything.
Did I notice any
Provera.
side effects?
I don't really think so.
I remember reading the side effect list and being like, that's scary.
Yeah, well, sure.
Usually I try to avoid reading the things because then I'm like, I don't want to become a hypochondriac. And
about it, right.
I'm already diagnosing myself on Dr. Google. I don't need to overdo it.
Add to it, yeah.
So, but I don't remember. It was just last week.
Yeah, I don't remember anything
But
either. So that's a good thing. So no side effects.
No side effects that we can name. I mean, any sort of anxiety thing I've already was dealing with beforehand, so I don't know if that.
Right.
Oh, yes, side effect. When at the day after I stopped taking Provera, I had a massive panic attack. Or 2 days after, whenever my
Yep. It was
my
Friday.
hormones were-
That's right.
my
Yes,
hormones
that's
were
right. That's
dropping.
right. That's right.
So,
Yep.
it also interesting thing, since I have a Fitbit charge,
Your heart rate.
I watched my heart rate. So I watched it climb as I took the Provera,
Right.
and then significantly dropped the 10-day. It's been about 9 or 10 days.
10 days.
since
You
I
stopped taking it. Really, the whole time it's just gone down.
Yeah. And so I'm on day 73 of this cycle. I still haven't bled. We have another almost a week.
Another week to go until we can really
say that
raise
I
the
bled.
white flag.
But I mean, honestly, even though logically, and I'm ready to bleed, I'm ready to I'm also part of me is like, is there a baby in there? It just won't let go, and it's sad, right? I'm mad at myself for thinking it. I'm sad at myself for thinking it. Oh, poor sap. I feel all these things, but it's very hard to be so bloated. Definitely, maybe that was Provera. I'm not sure if that's just the state of it, but I feel bloated. I feel I think maybe one of the side effects said weight gain. So if so, yep. I'm the heaviest I've been in 2 years. So it's not happy time.
Medication is no joke.
Nope. So so that's a big part of this is and for if you are one of those people who are Googling around trying to figure out why your period was late, and you're thinking maybe it could be this cryptic pregnancy thing because you see it out there, it might not be.
I know.
It might be maybe good for you. Let us know if you're one of those crazy anomalies. And if you're
Miracle
just,
pregnancies.
or if you're just like Googling and you're like, I'm going crazy right now, waiting for my period, I feel you. I hear you. We're here. Send us a message because we hear you.
I hear you.
It's just kind of crazy. So that's this. So right, that was all the.
Yep.
That's the TED Talk on
Provera.
on Provera, and wondering if you're carrying the Christ child.
Hashtag second coming. You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first. I don't know. What are you gonna do?
All right.
All right.